This here YouTube, Zombie Souls, bro. We back at it again today, bro. And with today's list of topics, bro, we got the AllStar JR case, bro. And then we also got 3 ways to lead the streets, bro. Or 3 ways streets end nowadays, bro. Well, my opinions. Let's go. Well, with AllStar JR case coming up, bro. Right now, of course, we know that he beat a couple of the charges, bro. So it's gonna be at the end of this month, August 31st. So we're gonna make a reaction video to that once it happens and it comes up. But yeah, I guess it's more like how we feel about the case. Me personally, I feel like bro's gonna beat the case. Honestly, bro, the charge is just simply felon in possession and whatnot. And I feel like due to how extreme the circumstance was, I feel like the jury's definitely gonna have him beat it. Especially since it's going to trial. It's not like it's on the DA to decide. Because if it was on the DA's side, he'd be convicted already. That's why we was going to trial about it. Because DA didn't drop it. Actually, the feds picked it up. But yeah, man. I feel like due to the circumstances, it's such an extreme case, bro, especially the way it all unfolded, and the people in trial are going to be able to see the full video. So, to be honest, bro, I feel like this man's going to beat it, bro. I feel like my man's going to beat this little Fed case, bro. He's going to be out. He's going to continue dropping music, and then go from there, man. And what happens from there is just what happens from there, bro. It just keeps rap interesting and understand how real shit is, bro. And Ben 10 has honestly been out here kind of vouching for dude. Let me not say that, bro. Let me just say that he's been just kind of like having his own little opinions on the situation, and that just kind of shows how crazy and wild things are nowadays, bro, where you can have extreme situations like that, have reactions like that, but then when you understand that both camps have their own stuff going on, and you know what I mean, it could look one way or another. But yeah, man, I think he's gonna beat the case though, for surely, bro, especially how extreme it went. I feel like the evidence that they're going to present is not going to be enough for a jury to feel like this is intentional, more of like intense reaction to what the situation was. Yeah. You feel me, bro? So you're going to beat that. And lastly, though, man, when it comes to 3 ways of leaving the streets nowadays, growing up, I feel like if you was a kid in the early 2000s, 2010s, they told us all the same thing. Death or jail, bro. But I'm here to tell people now, bro, there's 3 ways to leave the streets. You can either be death, jail, or just leave completely, bro. Honestly, man. Once you hit certain 18, you should stop caring what other men think. Your life is your life. Imagine if you just didn't have a phone, how would you go about life, honestly, bro? Would you still continue worrying about what other people think, or would you be more in tune? I feel like having a phone kind of makes you feel like you got to be who you were in high school constantly, because people are constantly seeing you on the regular and things like that. Some people don't really care, but I guess to each his own. But I'm saying when it comes to the streets nowadays, it's easy to just like, if you're a man, especially if you're 18 and you're about to become a man, stuff like that, it's so easy to go start a whole new life somewhere else. You're so young, you got all this going on. Even if you're in your 20s, just at any point in your life, you just want to walk away from the streets, you could do that. Because it's not like you're entitled to this. You're only entitled to as much as you decide to stay there. You continue to stay here in this environment, you honestly, that's what's going to lead you to. But if you honestly, like, you tell yourself, like, I'm finna do this, and I don't care if what him and him think, you'll be that much farther. The initial reaction, the initial action is always going to be the hardest, though, when you finally decide to do it, because it's not something you really got now. It's something you kind of just do with your actions. But you got to decide to yourself, like, what your future going to look like. I don't know if this is gonna be motivational, but just kind of just thinking out loud though, bro. Like, what you gonna do? Like, are you gonna continue to do this? Are you gonna continue to seek approval for them, or are you gonna continue to build your own life? Me personally, I grew up before phones were like constant. I understood like I was a person. I'm growing up. I'm developing. And some people feel like they're so tied to their phone, everything gotta be on their phone, and got approval point people that really don't even care about you for real. So, but I guess that just comes from experience and just being out here though. As long as I have that at this point though, bro. If you live your life, if you didn't have a phone, how would you go about life, man? Would you still keep seeking approval from these people or what? But when you start like traveling, going to work, doing businesses, having all this stuff set up, making money, however you go about it, bro, people's thoughts and opinions start to really, really fade away. Really think like, if I go to Florida, if I go to Miami, New York, they don't care about what happened in my high school. They don't care about what's going on in my city. They all got their own stuff going on. We're all got our own stuff going on out here. Like with phones and stuff, it's easy to kind of like type it up and look up and see what's going on. That's why things seem a little crazy on the streets. But realistically though, man, you could just honestly just walk away, just do your own thing. It's just some people just scared to take that step because they're so want to hold on to that image. But once you let go of that image, life tends to become so much better, bro. You start developing more faster. You start seeing the picture completely, and life just becomes better, honestly. You can't force no one to do it, and you can sit here and give all the speeches. I feel like people can sit and give all the speeches they want nowadays, but realistically, I feel like that's what's happening nowadays, though, bro. I feel like kids of the past had a false sense of what reality was, and now we're able to see from other people and other examples and really look forward. Like me personally, I didn't know what look over 21 looked like. I don't know what that looked like. So now at this point, I'm just trying to develop myself to where I could become what I want to look like and be who I want to be. But that should be all of us though. But all of us don't think that way, feel that way. But that comes with life though. As you go, you just gotta learn that. Once you learn that, you feel better without seeking people's approval. You'll be so much better from strangers, family, from all that type of approval. But hey man, say man, not to get too deep on y'all, but it's the homie Sauce. I don't know if I told y'all, but I'm here though. But I'm gone though.